So, good morning, people. How are we all doing? Welcome back to today's tutorial. And we are going to be making this beautiful gown that you are seeing on the screen there. So, it's actually a simple gown to make, and it's something that is quick to sell. You understand? It's something that is quick to sell. It's something that when you wear it to go to church, people will admire. And it's not something that is difficult to make. So let's just go right into it. But before we start, I want to talk about the material for this. Now, you don't go about, you see, the picture that was sent to me did not do justice to this style. Oh. If you see the video, that is when you will love this style very well. The picture did not make it beautiful at all. But I'm going to be doing with this one because this is what the person that requested for it sent to me. So I've tried to look for a video, but I can't find any. So, but let's just know that this style is a big time seller. One thing that you need about this to know about this style is get a good fabric, a beautiful fabric, and then the texture of the fabric matters. If you want your own to have this effect that you are seeing in this picture, please do not use Ankara. Ankara will not flow. Ankara will not slip on your body. Now, do not use Mikado. Mikado will stand. It will not give the effect of what you are seeing on this what is it called, this picture. Do not use damask. Damask won't give you the effect. Now, what kind of fabrics will you use? Use any fabric that is light. I can't stand up from here now. I would have brought one fabric for you people. Use any fabric that is super light. Something like satin. Flowered satin. Do not use plain so that it won't look too serious. Flowered satin will do this very well. Crepe, those stretchy ones that are very light, will do this. Duchess, if you can get the flower type, will do this. What else? Lycra. Even something like lycra is the best because lycra will gum your figure. Lycra will sleep on your body and it has weight. I'm not talking of scuba. Scuba will not do this. So whatever made this is going to make this style is going to be something that will be easily flowing. Now, the essence of the fringes by the sides, the fringes is going to give it strength to pour more, to sleep more. So when you are doing your thing, you are doing your guy, you are dancing in church, everything will just be flowing. It's a very beautiful style, guys. So I'll need you to try it out and tell me what people said about it. Now, remember the fringes, the one by the side, the sleeve side, is shorter than the one on the hem side. Okay, so that you know. But when the person drops her hand, you will not notice it because everything is flowing. But the one, I want you to know that the fringes by the sleeve side. Okay, now this is going to be the sleeve side. I think I should leave this one ahead, but let me just talk about it just in case if I forget. When you are making your pattern, right, this is going to be your sleeve side. So the fringes by this side is shorter than the fringes you are seeing here. I hope you know what is fringes. That yagre thing that is. So the one by the sleeve here is shorter than the one by. So this side is longer. Let's go into the tutorial. Now, like I used to tell you, I don't joke with my borderline. It guides me. Why it guides me? So that if I forget to put what is it called, allowance, I will quickly put it if I have my borderline. So this is my borderline. Okay, now all these ones you are seeing has a band on the neckline. Okay, after putting your neckline, your borderline, I'm going to insert another line. I'll tell you what this line is for. Now this line is going to, in the front, it's simple, but if you don't make your own well, now you know. So make something that is definitely going to bring out your figure. Now that front side has an overlapping. So this thing I put here is space for my overlapping. Now I will go ahead to plot my neckline, which is 2.5 inch or 3 inches. I can use 3 inches, and depending on how deep I want the neckline, if I want it to be 7 inches, if I want it to be 8 inches, na you sabi. Everybody has their way of doing things. Some people, if their cleavage never show finish patapata, they need a rest. You understand? So it depends on where you want your own to end, and where you want your own to end is what is going to inform where the overlapping starts with. Now I want mine to be 7 inches because I want it to be modest, right? So I'm going to be curving out my neckline like so. Now I've told you, when measuring your own, when measuring for the sleeve length, always measure the shoulder first, and my shoulder is 8 inches, right? So this is my 8 inches right here. Okay, this is my 8 inches right here. So it now depends on where I want my sleeve length to get to, and I want my sleeve length to get to this area, and for me this area is 21 inches, so I'm going to be measuring 21 inches, and this is my 21 inches right here. Do you understand? This is my 21 inches right here. Now I will now determine my gown length, and I want my gown length to be 42, and this is my 42 inches right here. This is my 42 inches right here, and then I'll be connecting it. Now if you say because this gown looks like this, there's no thing about it. This is the way this gown looks, both front and back, but it's just that the front has a slit in front, right? There's an overlapping in front. So but if you want your own that this place should be equal to this place, that is from here to here should be equal to from here to here. If you say your from here to here should be equal to from here to here, if you drop your hand while wearing the clothes, this side will touch the floor, and if you look at this one, it did not. So what do? You reduce this side, this length, by some inches. So if 21 plus 8, that's the sleeve length, 21 plus 8 is 29. If this place is 29, I'm going to be removing 5 inches from it from here, and I will have 24 inches. So my gown is going to look somehow like this. Do you understand? So when you connect, it's looking like this. Can you see? It's looking slanted. So when you drop your hand as you are wearing the clothes, when you drop your hand, you find out that this place will not drop that much. That is one secret of this butterfly gown. If not, you and I want be like masquerade like this. So okay. Now secondly, we are going to be working with another measurement we need is our waistline. Now our waistline is supposed to be 16 inches, but most times, let me tell you a secret, I don't use 16 inches for waistline. I come up to 15 inches. Reason I come up to 15 inches is that you don't know who is wearing your clothes. It might be a short person, it might be a very tall person. If it's a very tall person, 15 inches is okay. If it's a short person, 15 inches is okay. But if it's a short person and you can use 16 inches, that waistline will come down. It won't give the fitting that the person really wants. So in ready to wear business, always take your waistline a little bit higher. And then my waistline now is going to be 15 inches, and I'm going to be marking my 15 inches here, and I'm going to also mark my 15 inches. And I'm also going to mark my 15 inches here, and I'm going to connect with my ruler. Can you see? Now let's work on the overlapping. Now on the waistline, because if you observe, the overlap came on the waistline. On the waistline, I'll be coming out by any number of inches that I'm comfortable with, depending on how I want this place to be open. You can see there's no button. You can button your own down, or you can apply button whatever you want to apply down so that your leg will not open. But if you want your laps to be exposed, it depends on how you put this place inside. So I'm going to be coming out by 4 inches here, because I want mine to overlap properly, so that by the time it's opening here, it won't be opening that wide, because there's no button here. So I will connect this my neckline to this place, and then I will gradually slim this out to somewhere like here. Okay, now we are done with the front part. Now we come to that sleeve area. Because this fabric is a little bit stretchy, we can afford to our waistline to be exactly our measurement. It should be exactly our measurement. So if your waistline is 36, make it that 36. So I'm not starting the measurement of my, so 36 divided by 4, because the front part is going to be in two places. Do you understand? So 36 divided by 4 is 9 inches. You are not going to start that 9 inches measurement from here. You are going to start it from here. So you have 9 inches to this point, and this is where my 9 inches fell. Do you understand? This is where my 9 inches fell. Now another measurement I'll be needing is my hip line, and this is my hip line right here. Sorry. So this is my hip line right here. Do you understand? Then I will still measure again my exact hip line. What is my hip line? My hip line is 45. 45 divided by 4. Whatever I got is what I'm going to be marking here. And it's somehow like this. Do you understand? So now I'm going to be making a circle. That circle you are seeing. But that circle I'm seeing is going to follow my structure. It doesn't really have to be a perfect circle. That's the mistake people make. It doesn't really have to be a perfect circle. It just has to be a hole there. But don't let it be a triangle. Do you understand? So in this particular style, that your circle should take your figure. Now coming to the sleeve side like this, we don't mind whatever it is. Do you understand? We don't mind, let it come like this. But coming to this side that has the hip line, it must follow like this. And then you just turn it around. And I will advise you to make it a little bit wide, not just a hole for belt to pass. Make it a little bit wide. Let the wideness be obvious, because if the wideness is obvious, then the sleeve, the way the sleeve will curve out, will also be beautiful. Do you understand? Now you will now cut out. Do you understand? You will now cut out. But let me tell you the secret of cutting out. Now when you want to cut out, after joining, now another thing you are going to, you will now cut out this measurement. Now you will now cut your strap or your band for that neckline, but cut it on bias. Now when you cut it on bias, you will lay stay inside it. When you lay stay inside it, you will now join it just from here and hide it anyhow you want to hide it. It's only obvious around the neckline. Now the strap for that neckline should just be like 4 inches into two places, 8 inches, because you know it was folded. So cut it on bias so that it will slip around the neck. If you don't cut it as bias, when it gets to this neckline, it might come and be standing, and you might not like the effect. So cut it, and then you lay it to stay, and then you bend it into two, and you fold it and you place it on this part. That is after you have cut this on fabric. Now there's something I told you is very, very important to me, but I didn't want to talk about it till when I'm done with the tutorial. Now I've told you, whenever you are making this kind of boo-boo gown, do not say you are not slanting the shoulder. For this particular style, it is very, very key that you slant the shoulder. Though even if you don't slant it, that's what I'm telling you, even if you don't slant it, there's no problem. But personally, if I'm making this gown, I will slant the shoulder. Reason being, I want the gown to slip very well on my shoulder. I don't want anywhere standing. So from here, I'm going to be coming down by 2 inches. and then I connect it to this neckline. I connect it to this neckline, and that is basically it for your gown. Okay, you can use whatsoever you like as belt. You can make it inner belt for it to pass to the front and turn on the waistline. Like this particular one you are seeing is inner. It came from inside to outside and went back inside, because if the person turn the back of this hairstyle, you will see that there's no rope dropping at the back. But then, to avoid confusion, if you are, because these things I'm teaching you is when you make the simple one, it will become clearer to you, so you can make the more difficult ones later. Now I'm telling you that for this particular style you are seeing, the rope came from inside. But if you have not made this cloth, you will not understand what I'm saying. So when you are making your own, don't bother about the inner belt for now, since it's your own. Just know that by the time you put a button here, when you cut it, you apply a button and you button it. Just tie your belt and let it drop at the back. So by the time you finish making this gown, you are going to understand what I mean by the belt coming from inside. So let me cut it out so that I can cut it on the fabric. Now for the back pattern, for the back pattern, you don't need this line that I applied here. Okay, you don't need the line. So this is where your own back pattern will stop. And remember, you are just coming down by ½ inch at the back because it's back. Now before cutting on fabric, let me show you something that is very key. Now after cutting on fabric, did you see how this circle went? This is your circle, and I'm going to be cutting out like this, right? Before I cut out, I will stitch from here like this, both front and back. I will stitch like this, you will mark it, and then go straight down like this and stitch down. Do you understand? So I will stitch like this, stitch it down, so that there will be a definite shape for your hip area. Follow this gown. They have taken the light. So they are taking the light, so we have to do with what we have. So now this is my pattern, and I've cut it on fabric. Can you see the fabric? I cut it facing, right side facing each other. Okay, so I want to show you how to cut this circle, because you see this circle, if you cut it and you don't cut it properly, your gown will start losing shape from there. You won't get this effect. This gown is beautiful one, because if you watch, that circle is beautifully designed. So let me show you how. So you are going to be cutting exactly what this circle that you have on this pattern on this fabric. Now if you don't cut it that way, you will have issues while cutting, while sewing. Okay, so I will pick my scissors, I will hold it this way. Okay, hold it this way and make a mark. Can you see? I've made the mark. If you cannot hold the two fabrics together, then cut on the front pattern first before you now cut on one of the fabric first, then place this one that you cut on the second one and cut out. That's the easiest way. Okay, but now I can cut on my pattern, so I'll just go ahead and be cutting it like so. This is how you keep cutting. You keep cutting until okay, you keep cutting. Make sure you cut it round. Okay, after you have made the hole, you make sure you follow the scissors and cut it. My own is whatever method you want to use. I've shown you the method I'm going to use for my own, but whatever method you are going to be using, make sure is what the exactly this circle and the spot where it is on this pattern that you are transferring here. Now I'm not saying, because there's no light, so I'm not really seeing. Okay, so I'm now saying that after you are done cutting, right, after you are done cutting this circle, when stitching front pattern and back pattern, after I'm done cutting, this my back pattern will look like so. I don't know if I have to redo this tutorial. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. Can you see? This is exactly what it's going to look like. So your circle is going to be by this side and also be by this side. So at the back now you have the back pattern laid, okay, because we need to join. I'm now telling you, you are going to stitch like so, exactly what we plotted on this pattern. You are going to stitch like so. Make sure your figure comes out. You are going to stitch like so, both the front and the back pattern. Stitch it down, stitch it down. So if you watch the picture you are seeing, there's a shape in front. It's not open. Okay, if you leave it open, your figure might not really show that much. So I will prefer that you stitch it down and stitch this side down, leave the sleeve side. That's the beauty. If you like, cover here also. If you don't like, leave it, let everything be flowing. But this place is sacrosanct to the beauty of this gown. I think I'll be redoing this part of the tutorial when there's much light, so that I can be seeing. Right now I'm not seeing. So but see you guys in my next video, where I'll be showing you how I cut the I think I have to get a fabric and cut for myself, so that I'll be showing you how I made it. Thank you guys for watching. See you in the next video.